Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. I am your host, Lorna, certified food freedom coach and founder of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. I've spent 10 years in an unhealthy relationship with food, binge eating, over-exercising, and feeling insecure in my body. This podcast is all about helping you get to the root of your food struggles and teaching you how to rewire your brain so you can end binge eating. If you're ready to improve your relationship with food and cultivate more self-love towards yourself and your health, this is the podcast for you. So let's get to it and jump right in. What it actually means to fully commit to a better relationship with food and a binge-free life. Being committed to healing your relationship with food does not mean that you only show up for yourself when you're feeling good with food. It doesn't mean you only show up for yourself and you feel confident when you don't binge and you haven't been binging. It doesn't mean that you only are committed when you are able to not give into a binge urge and you're like, I'm committed, I can do this. Because self-belief, of course, is going to be high in times where you're not binging. Of course, self-belief is going to be high when you don't give into a binge urge. Of course, self-belief is going to be high when you're feeling good in your own skin. But being committed to healing your relationship with food is not only when you're not binging. Being committed to the process means even on the days where you're having a bad body image day, or you've just binged. Being committed to the process means even when it feels like it's challenging sometimes, or there's doubt, or there's fear, or it feels like I'm sliding backwards, I choose to keep on going. Because there can be two people that start their journey to healing their relationship with food at the exact same time. You're ready, you're motivated, you're done with diets, you're thinking about food all day long, you're done with that, you don't want to be dieting anymore, you don't want to be tracking your food, you know that shit doesn't work. And you're like, I am ready to heal my relationship with food. Everyone has that like fire in their belly. I remember even in, 2019 when I decided to commit to healing my relationship with food, I'm like, I'm ready. Like I am literally so exhausted from binging. I'm ready. So one person says, I'm ready. And they're like, I can do this. And they start their journey and the excitement is super high. And then they have a binge and they start doubting themselves. Then they have a bad body image day and they're like, oh, I must go back to dieting. Then they get in their head and they try to introduce a trigger food into their diet, and maybe they overeat or maybe they spiral into a binge and they get into their head, they doubt themselves, they doubt the process. They're like, nope, this isn't going to work for me. I have to go back to dieting. Like this isn't going to work. They look at their past and they see all the times that they've dieted and all the times they've quote unquote failed, and they let that be evidence for why they can't stop their binge eating. So they throw in the towel and they're like, well, I guess it's not for me. Maybe I'm the exception. Maybe I'm just going to struggle with binge eating for the rest of my life. Maybe I can't heal my relationship with food. And those people are going to stay stuck. Compared to you, where you're like, I'm ready. I'm committed to a better relationship with food. So you show up for yourself. And even when you have a binge, you remind yourself that you don't want to go back to a diet. You remind yourself that even though it feels scary, or you have doubt, or you have fear, or it feels on those days like, oh, it's not working, or you've had a binge after a binge after a binge, you continue to show up and you continue to trust the process and you continue to be kind and compassionate and loving towards yourself. You choose to not throw in the towel, even on the days it feels hard. You remind yourself that this is a journey. I was even talking to my clients in the academy today, and I said, like, this journey is not like you do one thing and you're going to stop your binge eating, right? It's like, it's an accumulation of so many things you're going to do that's going to help you feel completely in control with food. And one of my clients even said, like, she was like, what was your journey like? Like, did you have doubt? Did you have fear? And I'm like, I wish I could literally videotape myself back in 2018 and even 2019 when I was healing my relationship with food, because there were so many times I doubted myself. There were so many times that I convinced myself that I was going to struggle with binge eating for the rest of my life because I didn't think other people had such a strong love-hate relationship with food and binging that I did. I hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it. And I loved it at the exact same time. And I remember telling my coach at the time, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to stop my binge eating because I don't know if I want to give it up. Like, I literally was like, I don't know if I want to give this up. Like, I absolutely do. But there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to let this go. So maybe I won't heal. Maybe I won't conquer. But guess what? I still conquered because it's okay to have doubt. It's okay to overthink. It's okay to have hard days. Your journey is not going to be like, I'm committed to healing my relationship with food, and then you never binge again. Gosh darn it, if it was that easy, nobody would be binging. But why is it that some people conquer binge eating and some people don't? It's not that some people are more capable or some people are lucky. It's the difference maker is that the people who conquer, they get the right support. They're in my programs. They're in the community. They're getting the right support from somebody like myself who's been through it, who can make them feel so seen, who can put into words something that they have been going through that nobody else has ever explained to them the way that I can explain it. They don't give up. They continue showing up because they know that the alternative is continuing to binge and stay stuck in the diet binge cycle, and they don't want that, and you don't want that either. The people who trust the process, the people who even after doubts, even after fears, even after, oh, I binged again, they stand back up and they continue the process over and over again. Those are the people that can heal. My programs, right, like the Academy, it's 4 months, right? Conquer, 6 or 12 months. My Root and Rewire membership, 6 or 12 months for a reason. Because when you commit to a better relationship with food, you commit. You say, I'm going to heal my relationship with food, and guess what? You do it. You don't just say, oh, I'm going to try, like, hopefully it works. No, you're committed. And when you're committed, you show up. And when you're committed, you stop your binge eating. Right? You're not here for a quick fix. You want to sustainably heal your relationship with food and end binge eating for good. So if you want sustainable results, you can't expect quick fix results. If you want sustainable results, you can't expect to stop your binge eating in a day, in a week. You need to be committed to the process. The reason I am here today is not because my journey was easy. It's not because I got lucky. The reason I am here today is because I committed to the process. I showed up for myself literally every single day. There were times where I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. There were times where I doubted myself. There were times where I was comparing myself to other people who were conquering much faster than me. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, again, maybe I'm just going to struggle with this for the rest of my life. Maybe I don't want to actually give it up. But there was a piece of me in my heart that knew that I was meant for a better life. And I know you feel that in your body. Even though there's doubt, and even though you can feel like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. It's okay to have those thoughts. It's okay to have the thought of like, I don't know, I've tried so many different things. But I was even telling my client who said like, I've tried so many different things. And I'm like, yeah, but you've done all these diets. Healing your relationship with food is not the same as dieting. And when you're in my programs and you learn tools to reprogram your brain, you are doing things differently. And when you do things differently, you get a different result. And this is why you cannot look at your past to be like, I wonder how successful I am going to be to stop my binge eating if I look at the past, because you've never done anything to stop your binge eating before. Diets are not the same as healing your relationship with food. Dieting is what actually causes you to binge. So don't look at your past, because it literally does not give you any evidence at all, except like, I failed. Well, yeah, nobody can stick to a diet. You trust the process. You understand that this is a process. You commit, not just for a day, not just for, I'm going to just try it.
when people say like, can I just like do a trial? And I'm like, you want to try healing your relationship with food? Not gonna work. You got to commit. You got to commit. Because when you commit, you heal. When you commit, you stop your binge eating. And again, I'm only going to commit at the beginning when I'm excited. I'm only going to commit if I'm not binging, I'm going to be committed. No, I'm going to be committed no matter what. And this is why my programs are 4 months, 6 months, 12 months. Because you know that you're ready to stop your binge eating and you're going to make it happen when you stay committed to the process. Even though there's ups and there's downs, you stay committed and you conquer. Too many people give up way too soon on their journey to healing their relationship with food when they're still binging. Or they're still having a hard time controlling themselves around trigger foods. And they're like, oh, nothing's going to work. Not with that mindset. You are somebody who's committed to this process, and you're going to continue to show up for yourself. You're going to continue to put in the work. You're going to continue to show up, trust the process, take action, utilize the tools. And then you're going to be so damn proud of yourself that you did this. You're going to be so damn proud of yourself that that you're binge free. I still get these like pinch me moments of like, this is my life. But at the same time, I'm not shocked because I was committed. I didn't just try to heal my relationship with food for a week and be like, it's not working. Guess I'm going to go back to dieting. I did not care how long it was going to take me. I was going to conquer. And when you have that mindset, you're unstoppable. I never was like, well, like it better happen like this month. I did not care how long it was going to take me. I just cared that I was going to conquer. Because again, I wanted to be the best partner. I wanted to be the best daughter. Having a child one day, I wanted to be the best mom. I did not want to have less binges. I wanted to end binge eating for good. I didn't want to feel good in my own skin some days, and then some days feel like I was a freaking balloon. I wanted to feel extremely good in my body. I wanted to have no more desire to binge, no more anxiety around food, no more food thoughts. And I committed to that, and I stayed consistent. But people confuse consistency with, oh, I binge, now I'm not consistent. No, you're going to be consistent if after the binge you pick yourself up and you continue to give yourself grace and self-compassion, and the next day you choose to not restrict yourself. That is what's going to keep you in momentum. That's what I mean by you got to continue showing up for yourself. I don't mean every single day is going to be perfect, because on my journey, every day was not perfect. I still had binges on my journey. You can't expect I'm healing my relationship with food today, and then you never binge again. It's not like that. You're excited. I'm ready to heal my relationship with food. And you have amazing days, and there might be a binge, especially at the beginning of your journey, of course, right? But you continue to show up, and that's when the binges go away. That's when you have a better relationship with food. But you're not going to get to the end destination of having a healthy relationship with food if you throw in the towel too soon. You're not going to conquer binge eating if you give up. The people who don't give up conquer. The people who continue to show up, they conquer. You guys, understand this. Like, this is literally it. If you want to conquer binge eating, you cannot give up. Too many people give up way too soon. Too many people overthink. Too many people are looking at their past and being like, all the things that I've done hasn't worked, so I'm not going to conquer, and you're going to stay stuck. But again, that's not you, because you're here, you're listening to this, you're ready for freedom, you're ready to conquer. So you're going to commit, you're going to show up, you're going to put in the work, you're going to take action, and it's okay. You know that it's okay to have fear. It's okay to have doubt. It's okay to, have a binge. It's what you do after that matters. So this is what it actually means to commit to a better relationship with food. It's not, I'm going to just try. No, it's, I'm going to do it. Do you even see the difference there? Imagine in 2019, I'm like, I'm going to try to heal my relationship with food. And like, hopefully it happens. That's not me. I'm like, I'm going to make it happen. And I know that that's you too, because you don't want to diet for the rest of your life. The alternative is going back to dieting and staying stuck in these binge eating cycles, and you don't want that. You know you don't want to spend the rest of your life thinking about food and calories all day. So you have to commit, not just for a week, not just for a month. You got to commit. And when you do, you will conquer.